Students, in this session of mass spectrometry, first we will discuss some of the rules used in deciding fragmentation pattern of molecules. That is nitrogen rule, even electron rule and Mac-Lafferty rearrangement. Then we will discuss mass spectrum of some selected compounds. And finally, we will discuss the application of mass spectrometry in the determination of molecular mass and in the detection of isotopes and their relative abundance. First, we will discuss nitrogen rule. The nitrogen rule says that if the mass number of a molecule is even, it must contain either no nitrogen or even number of nitrogen atoms. That is, such a molecule will contain either 0 nitrogen atom or 2 or 4 or 6 etc. nitrogen atom. If the mass number of the molecule is odd, it will contain odd number of nitrogen atoms. That is, such a molecule will contain either 1 or 3 or 5 etc. nitrogen atoms. One inference of the rule is that if the mass number of the molecule is odd, such a molecule on fragmentation will produce a fragment of even M by E ratio, and that fragment will contain all the nitrogen atoms present in the molecular ion. And if the mass number of the molecule is even, then such a molecule upon fragmentation will produce a fragment with M by E odd, and that fragment will contain all the nitrogen atoms present in the original molecule. We'll explain this by taking the example of fragmentation pattern of nitrobenzene. The molecular mass of nitrobenzene, that is C6H5NO2, is 123, and if it forms a molecular ion M+, then its M by E also will be 123. Molecular mass by charge is 1, so it makes 123. And since the mass number is odd, it should contain odd number of nitrogen atoms. You can see that C6H5NO2 contains only one nitrogen atom, that is odd. And on fragmentation, it produces either NO2 plus and C6H5 or NO plus and C6H5O. And both NO2 plus or NO plus are of even mass number, and they contain all the nitrogen atom present in the original molecule. That's what the corollary says. If the mass number is odd, it will produce a fragment containing all the nitrogen atom and of M by E even. You can see NO2 plus M by E is 46, which is even, and NO plus M by E is 13, which is also even. That is the inference of the rule. The next rule is even electron rule. The rule says that an even electron species upon fragmentation will not break up into two odd electron species, because such a species will have total energy very high and will be highly unstable. And in such cases, on fragmentation, it will form two even electron species, that is an even electron cation and a even electron neutral molecule, as you have shown here. You can see that an even electron species cannot form a odd electron radical cation and a odd electron free radical, but it can form upon fragmentation an even electron cation and an even electron neutral molecule. But if the species is an odd electron species, it can break into an odd electron and a even electron species. The ester radical cation is an odd electron species. Upon fragmentation, it breaks to give a radical cation, which is an odd electron species, and a neutral molecule, which is an even electron species. So next we will move on to Mac-Lafferty rearrangement. Mac-Lafferty rearrangement involves the breakage or cleavage of the bond at the beta position, alpha beta position, and a gamma hydrogen rearrangement, resulting in the formation of a radical cation and a neutral molecule. Since a gamma hydrogen rearrangement is involved, it will occur only for compounds containing a gamma hydrogen with respect to a multiple bond. We can explain this by taking the example of butanol. You can see butanol is CH3, CH2, CH2, CHO. So you can see CHO is a functional group. The carbon atom next to CHO is called as alpha carbon, and the corresponding hydrogen is alpha hydrogen. Next is beta carbon. The hydrogen is beta hydrogen, and next is gamma carbon. The hydrogen atoms are called as gamma hydrogen atoms. Therefore, the molecule contains gamma hydrogen atom. So upon cleavage, you can see the cleavage occurs at beta position, that is between alpha and beta carbon atom. That cleavage is called as beta cleavage. So this bond breaks from here, and the electrons are shifted here, bonded electrons. So you get a double bond here, and rearrangement of this hydrogen atom occurs. It is shifted to this O, so it becomes OH plus. So result is that you get this CH2 double bond CH as I shown here, and then CH2 double bond CHOH plus, that is a molecular radical cation. That's what McLaughlin rearrangement says. So next we will discuss mass spectrum of some selected compounds. First we will start with methane. Methane is CH4, so its molecular mass will be 12 plus 14, that is 16. So if it forms the molecular ion CH4 plus, the M by E will be 16. If you see the spectrum here, the M by E 16 is the 100% or highly intense peak. So the peak with highest intensity is allotted 100% intensity, and it is called as base peak. So the molecular ion peak, that is for CH4 plus, that is M by E 16 itself is the base peak in the case of methane. And you get peak at M by E 17 that corresponds to carbon 13 isotope. So C12, when it is replaced with C13 isotope, it will be 13 plus 4, 17. So it is a M plus 1 peak that is obtained at M by E 17. In addition to this, you get peaks at M by E 15, then 14, 13 and 12. So these are all fragment ion peaks, and I have shown the fragmentation pattern here. So CH4 plus upon fragmentation loses a H radical and forms CH3 plus, that is 12 plus 3, 15. That is the first peak, M by E 15 here. Next, one more H free radical is removed. You get CH2 plus that corresponds to M by E 14. Then upon fragmentation again one more H radical is lost and get CH plus, that is M by E 13, and finally we get C plus upon the removal of one more H radical and correspond to M by E 12 as I showed here. So this is the mass spectrum of methane. We will discuss mass spectrum of water, that is H2O. So H2O means molecular mass is 2 plus 16 of oxygen makes it 18, and H2O forms a molecular H2O plus. So the M by E corresponds to H2O plus, that is 18 will be the molecular ion peak. And if you see the spectrum, M by E 18 itself is the most intense or 100% intense peak. Therefore, molecular ion peak itself is the base peak in the case of water also. And it gives isotopic peaks at M plus 1, that is at 19, and M plus 2, that is at 20, and these peaks corresponds to the replacement of O of H2O with its isotope, that is O17 and O18. So O17 means 2 plus 17 makes it 19, and then O18 is 2 plus 18, 20. These are the two isotopic peaks. Then you get fragment ion peaks at M by E 17 and 16. That is due to the removal of H radicals successively. So first removal upon fragmentation produces M by E 17 species, that is OH plus. Next removal of H free radical produces M by E 16, that is O plus radical. So that's shown here. These are all fragment ion peaks. This is the spectrum of water. Now we'll move to the mass spectrum of ammonia. Again, M plus peak is 14 plus 3, that is 17, that is molecular ion peak. And if you see here, it itself is the base peak with highest intensity, that is 100% intensity, M by E 17. So in the case of ammonia also, the molecular ion peak itself is the base peak. In addition to this, you get a isotopic peak at M plus 1, that is at 18, 17 plus 1, 18. This corresponds to replacement of nitrogen of ammonia with N15. So that is 15 plus 3 makes it 18. This is the isotopic peak obtained in the spectrum. And then you get fragment ion peaks at M by E 16, 15 and 14. Again, this is due to the successive removal of H radicals. So NH3 plus minus 1 H radical makes it NH2 plus M by E 16. Then removal of one more H radical produces a species NH4 plus with M by E 15. And finally, removal of one more H radical produces M plus ion with M by E 15. It's shown here 16, 15 and 14. And the isotopic peak at 18 is due to 15 nitrogen H3, that is ammonia, as I have discussed earlier. So this is the spectrum of ammonia. We will move on to mass spectrum of bromoethane or ethyl bromide. And for this ethyl bromide, the molecular ion peak should be at 24 plus 5, 29, plus bromine atomic mass is 79. So 24 plus 5, 29 plus 79 makes it at 108. And this is not the base peak, because the peak of highest intensity is obtained at M by E 29, and this corresponds to C2H5 plus 12 into 2, 24 plus 5, 29. So this is the most intense peak. So therefore, in the case of C2H5Br, the base peak and molecular ion peak are different. Base peak is obtained at M by E 29 for C2H5 plus, and molecular ion peak is obtained at M by E 108, which is weaker than the base peak. And in addition to this, you get an isotopic peak at M by E 110. That is due to replacement of bromine 79 with bromine 81. So plus 2. Two more masses and AMUs are added. That's why it becomes 110. And it's found that both these peaks are of almost equal intensity. That is because bromine 79 and bromine 81 both have got almost same relative abundance, that is 100% and 98%. And in addition to this, you get peaks at M by E 79 and 81. They corresponds to 79 Br plus and 81 Br plus, the isotopes of bromine, and they are also equal intense because their relative abundance is nearly same. So this is the spectrum of C2H5Br. We will move on to mass spectrum of ethanol. Again, in this case also, the base peak and molecular ion peak are different. The molecular ion peak is obtained at M by E 46, which corresponds to 12 into 2, 24 plus 5, 29 plus 1, 30 plus 16 of oxygen. That makes it 46. And the base peak is at M by E 31. It corresponds to oxanium ion, CH2OH plus. And in addition to this, you get fragment ion peaks at M by E 27 and 28. We will see how these peaks are obtained, and we will discuss the fragmentation pattern of ethanol. So CH3CH2OH plus, there is a molecular ion M by E 46, will lose a CH3 radical upon fragmentation to produce CH2OH plus, that's an oxanium ion with M by E 31. This is the base peak or peak of 100% intensity. Then CH3CH2OH plus can lose H2O molecule upon fragmentation and form CH2 double bond CH2 plus, and this is the peak corresponding to M by E 28. 12 into 2, 24 plus H2, that is 4, makes it 28. And the second fragmentation ion peak is obtained at M by E 27, that is due to the loss of one H free radical, that is CH2 CH plus. So this is the spectrum of ethanol. Finally, we will discuss application of mass spectrometry. First is the determination of molecular mass. The molecular mass of the molecule can be determined from the molecular ion peak if it is of highest intensity. If the charge of molecular ion is M plus, then M by E itself is the molecular mass of the compound. If the molecular ion peak is very weak, we have to determine the molecular mass from the fragment ion peaks after knowing the fragmentation pattern. The next application is in the detection of isotopes. Isotopes can be detected from the isotopic peaks. So if you get an isotopic peak of M plus plus 1, that means the compound contains either carbon, hydrogen and nitrogen. And if you get a M plus 2 peak for the compound contains oxygen, sulfur, chlorine, bromine, etc. And to get the relative abundance, we have to determine it can be obtained from the intensity of the isotopic peaks. Thank you.